So today we'll be starting with the new topic, that is bill of exchange and promissory notes. Bill of exchange and promissory note. I think in one of the topics we had discussed how bill of exchange works. Okay, maybe I don't know how many of you remember that. So I'll just give you another similar example just to explain this. Then we will go ahead and look at the concept of this. Why was the bill of exchange concept introduced? What is the intention behind it? Let's learn it with the help of an example. Same example I'll give you so that if possible you can retrace that. Let's say A Limited has sold goods worth 1 lakh to B Limited on a 3 months credit. A Limited has sold the goods today to B Limited. This is the credit sale. That means B Limited will pay only after 3 months. Okay. But A Limited wants the money right now. They have some cash shortage. They want the money right now. Now, will B Limited pay the money right now? A Limited has some cash problem, so they want the money. They want this 1 lakh rupees right now. Does that mean B Limited will give 1 lakh rupees right now to A Limited? No. What will B Limited tell? Hey, you sold me on 3 months credit. That means I will pay you only after 3 months. That's what they will tell. Correct? So I said, you did this. You bear it. Correct? So A Limited will tell, okay boss, I can't pressurize you, no problem. In this case, what will A Limited do is, A Limited will send a letter to B Limited. That letter will have certain contents like, I, A Limited, have sold goods worth 1 lakh rupees to B Limited and B Limited will pay me after 3 months. Like this, they will put some contents. Okay. What is the type of goods, etc., etc. They will put it in a nice letter. Okay, and A Limited will sign on that letter and send it to B Limited. And A Limited will ask B Limited, you read everything, all right, all the contents. If you are happy, sign that letter and send it back to me. This letter, you sign it. A Limited will ask B Limited, you sign this letter and give it back to me. Okay, once B Limited signs this letter and sends it to A Limited, that particular instrument becomes something known as bills of exchange or bill of exchange. Once B Limited signs off this letter, then that particular letter we call it as bill of exchange. So what is the intention of this or how it can help out is A Limited, for A Limited that bill of exchange will be treated as a bill receivable. For B Limited that letter or the bill of exchange will be treated as bill payable. Okay. So basically for A Limited it will become an asset. For B Limited that letter will become a liability. That's all it is. So these are negotiable instruments. Like if you have cash of 100 rupees, can you give that cash to somebody else, sir? You have cash of 100 rupees. Can you give that 100 rupees Gandhi note to somebody else? Yes. Same like that, even this bill of exchange is a negotiable instrument, meaning you can pass it on to somebody. It has the same value of that of a currency note. So A Limited, if they want, they can keep this asset with themselves or they can give it off to somebody else. Okay, that is how this bill of exchange works. Okay, once A Limited receive bill of exchange, there are various options A Limited is entitled to do that we will discuss in a bit. Okay, but did you understand the word bill of exchange? How it works? Fine now. Shashiraj is saying once again, sir, this signing portion, did you understand? Shashiraj, the signing portion, did you understand or you joined later? If you're joining in late, don't ask me to repeat. You have to come on time. Okay, our class will start on time. Okay, always be on time. Okay, now A Limited will send a letter to B Limited writing this contents, I've sold goods worth to you, and ask B Limited to sign. Once B Limited signs that letter and sends it to A Limited, that letter will be you will no more call it as a letter, you will call it as bill of exchange. Okay. For A Limited has to receive that money, right? So that bill of exchange become bill receivable for A Limited because A Limited has to recover the money. So for that, for A Limited, bill becomes a bill receivable, which will be an asset. For the other company, B Limited, this bill of exchange becomes bills payable, which is a liability. So like your currency note, even this bill receivable can be exchanged. You can give it to somebody else also. Like you can give cash to somebody, same bill receivable, that letter also you can give it to somebody like that. That we call it as endorsement. Okay, now overall is this meaning clear, guys? Everyone, bill of exchange ka meaning, is it okay for now, everyone? Shashiraj is saying no sir, I was there from the beginning. Okay, good. Now it's okay, right? All right. Now we look at the fancy. We'll come to that. Hang on. Okay, so plain meaning of bill of exchange, you got it, right? That is what I've just written in little more fancy terms. Bill of exchange is an instrument in writing. It's not an oral thing. If you want to call something as bill of exchange, it has to be an instrument in writing. These are some features of bill of exchange. One, it has to be in writing, containing an unconditional order to pay a certain sum of money. Here A Limited will clearly instruct B Limited that I have sold you the goods worth 1 lakh rupees and you have to pay me 1 lakh rupees after 3 months. A will order B Limited to pay 1 lakh rupees after 3 months. Okay. So it should be an unconditional order to pay. Meaning B Limited cannot escape from it. There is no conditions applied. A Limited will simply say, I've sold the goods worth 1 lakh and you have to pay me 1 lakh rupees. So that's what we mean by unconditional order to pay a certain sum of money. In our example, that certain sum of money is 1 lakh rupees. So A Limited is ordering B Limited to pay 1 lakh rupees to him. Okay. Which is signed by the maker. Now, who made this letter, sir? In my example, who made this letter? Who constructed this letter? Who constructed this letter? Who made this letter? A Limited made this letter and sent it to B Limited, correct? So this A Limited, we call it as drawer or maker, we say. Okay. So which is signed by the maker or drawer. That A Limited, no, whoever makes that, drafts that bill of exchange, that letter, that person we call it as drawer or maker of the bill. Okay. So here, what is the maker saying? What was the maker saying? Maker is directing that, or he's ordering that you should pay me a specific certain sum of money. Okay. A Limited can also tell B Limited, you either pay me or you pay to somebody else. That also you can tell. Here A Limited can tell B Limited, you pay this money to Z Limited. Like that also you can do. A Limited can instruct B Limited, instead of giving me 1 lakh rupees, you pay Z Limited 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So if anybody else, if you want to pay, that also can be redirected. That's what they're saying here. Okay. Which is signed by the maker, directing to pay him or a specific party or the bearer of the instrument. Bearer of the instrument means whoever has the letter. Whoever has the letter gets the money, like that. Okay. That is another features. Okay. In my example, who has to pay the money, sir? In this example, who has to pay the money? B Limited. Yes. That B Limited, we call it as payer. That B Limited, we call, fancy name, that's it. The B Limited, we call it as payer. Okay. So the person paying is called a payer. The person who is receiving the money, we call it as payee. Not Tamil payee. Okay. This is English payee. Okay. And the person receiving the money, we call it as payee. The drawer and the payee can be same or a different person. Because whoever has the bill, no, whoever is holding the bill, they will get the money. So if A Limited is holding the bill, A Limited will get the money. If Z Limited is holding the bill, he will get the money. Whoever is basically holding the bill, it's like a currency note, simple. Okay, whoever is holding that bill, they will get the money. So that means the payee and the drawer could be same person or it could be a different person. Manageable. Okay. Who is drawee? Drawee means other person, B Limited. B Limited. Okay, in this case, B Limited becomes your drawee. Okay, now these are just the terms, and true or false they may ask you, that's all. Okay, hence I've just brought it down the features. Got it, Noah? Just for true or false. In problem mein, there is no much reference about all these names. True or false mein, they may ask you. That's the reason I've just brought it. Is the feature of bill of exchange clear for everybody? Just the terminology. It's basically, just to recap, it is what? It's an instrument, but that instrument should be in writing. And that instrument should have an unconditional order to pay. There should not be any condition attached. You should pay. Okay. And who drafts that letter? Who drafts that letter? The seller. That seller, what do we call it as here? We call him as a maker or drawer. Yes. Alright. Who pays this? Who pays the money? B Limited. That we call it as payee. Correct? Yeah. The person paying rather, we call it as payer. Who is receiving the money? We call it as payee. Okay. Drawee, or rather drawer and payee could be same person or it could be different person. If drawer is holding the money, if A Limited is holding that letter, he will get that money. If somebody else is holding that letter, then somebody else will get the money. That's what we mean by drawer and payee can be same person or it could be a different person. Okay, now? Not that important, just discussing with you. Okay, right, everyone? So far good? Give me a quick confirmation on this. So far good, no? Fadafat. So that don't leave me hanging. Yes or no? That's it. Yes. Okay. Next is foreign bill of exchange. Bill of exchange, I'm calling it as BOE. Okay. The same process. If you do it in India, we just call it as bill of exchange. If you are doing it in other country, we call it as foreign bill of exchange. Foreign bill of exchange means that bill which is drawn in India. Drawn means made in India. That bill which got made in India, but on a person outside India and payable outside India. Suppose A Limited is in India. A Limited is in India. That means who will make the bill? Who will make this letter? A Limited. That means bill got made where? Bill got made in India. Let's say B Limited is there in USA. A Limited is there in India. B Limited is there in US. So this becomes a foreign bill of exchange. How? Because A Limited is the maker who is there in India. It is drawn upon a person. A Limited made this letter on whose behalf? B Limited. But B Limited is there outside India, no? Yes, correct. If it is drawn on a person outside India and payable outside India, then it becomes a foreign bill of exchange. As simple as that. Okay. Same process if you do it outside India, we call it as foreign bill of exchange. Okay. Or if it is drawn outside India and on a person outside India, then it could be either payable India or an outside India. Still we call it as foreign bill of exchange. For it to be a foreign bill of exchange, either it should be drawn outside India, or if it is drawn in India, then the payment should be made outside India like this. One of the features should be there for you to call it as foreign bill of exchange. Maximum they may ask you true or false out of it. Just no need to mug it up. Just know it. Okay. Fine now. Just 2 points. If you know, that is good enough. I've not seen it till now, all this coming in your examination. It is there, so I don't want to skip it. I just want you to have a brief understanding of that. That is good enough. Alright. Next is promissory note. Promissory note. There is also something known as promissory note. What does promissory note means? It's an instrument in writing, not being a currency note. Your Gandhi note, no, it's not a promissory note. Okay. Again, even promissory note is an instrument in writing. But that means what is the difference between bill of exchange and promissory note? Here, who made the letter, sir? Who made the letter? In my example, who made the letter? A Limited. Yes, A Limited drafted that letter. Yes. If B Limited drafts the letter saying, I promise to pay A Limited 1 lakh rupees, then it becomes a promissory note. Did you understand? Okay. If B Limited makes the letter and in that letter he puts the contents like this. Okay. I promise to pay you 1 lakh rupees, or I promise to pay 1 lakh rupees to A Limited, like this. If that is the content of that letter, and if B Limited makes that letter, then that letter becomes a promissory note. Did you understand the primary difference between bill of exchange and promissory note? Basically, seller will make the bill of exchange. Okay. Promissory note is made by the purchaser, because who has to make the promise? The person paying the money, correct? No? Yes. So that is the primary difference between bill of exchange and promissory note. Once more, or got it? Okay. Containing an unconditional promise to pay a certain sum of money to a specific person. That's all. Okay. Is this distinction between both of them clear? Sir, in both the cases, is it mandatory to be of business nature? It has to be business nature. Personal nature and all we don't bring in. Only business transaction are recorded in books. Personal transaction is not recorded. Okay. Again, just to be sure, I'll repeat it once. Bill of exchange is made by the seller of the goods. Promissory notes are generally made by the purchaser of the goods, because purchaser will promise that he'll pay a certain sum of money. That's the primary difference between bill of exchange and promissory note. Maximum true or false question they may ask, or one short note can come. Okay, fine now. All right. Now we will come to the most important section. Okay, this is important, the journal entries. That is what generally gets asked in the examination for about 5 to 6 marker. They ask you the journal entries. They will give you various scenarios and they'll only ask you to pass journal entry, nothing else. This is actually pretty easy topic. Just they will give you some 5 or 6 scenarios for which you need to pass journal entry. That's all it is. Okay, nothing fancy. So I'm just giving you overview of the journal entry in this particular table, so that you will have end to end. I said no, whenever, like in this example, whenever B Limited signs this letter, it becomes a bill of exchange, right? Yes. For A Limited, it becomes bill receivable. For B Limited, it becomes bill payable. So for this bill receivable, from the beginning till the end, what is the journal entry that we need to pass? I have just put it in this particular table. From the day you sell the goods till the day you recover the money, okay, whatever it is, I have passed out the journal entry here. So let's look at it. So whenever A Limited receives the bill, right, he has three options. Whenever A Limited receives this bill from B Limited, he has three options. One, he can keep the bill till maturity. Meaning, come back to this example. So what is the credit period here? A Limited sold the goods to B Limited worth 1 lakh for how many months credit period? 3 months. Yes, correct. On the date of sale itself, B Limited will sign the letter and give it off to A Limited. Okay, fine. So A Limited can keep that bill receivable with himself for about 3 months. That is the first option. A Limited can keep that bill receivable till 3 months with himself. He doesn't have to do anything. Just store that letter. That's all. That is first option. That is first option. That's what I've called it out here as bill receivable kept till maturity. Meaning seller will just keep that bill with himself. If that is the case, what journal entry we need to pass is what I'm trying to give you. Pay attention to this. Okay. First, when A Limited sells the goods to B Limited, what is the journal entry A Limited will pass? A Limited sold goods worth 1 lakh to B Limited. What journal entry A Limited will pass? B Limited, that is debtors account debit to sales account. Yes. In our example, it will be B Limited account debit to sales account 1 lakh rupees. Is first journal entry okay for you, sir? Is first journal entry clear? Yes. Okay. Second one. After the sale, what happened? B Limited put autograph. He put a signature and sent the letter back to A Limited, right? Once B Limited puts his autograph, that letter becomes what, sir? Bill of exchange. That means for A Limited, it is bill receivable. For B Limited, it is bill payable. Only in the books of the seller, I am passing you the journal entry. Buyer ka books, journal entry, we'll directly look at it in the problems only. That is not that much important. Okay. Since I've just called out the seller books, mein what journal entry I've just called out here. On bill receivable received. Sir, can you tell me what is the journal entry for cash received from your debtors? If you are receiving cash from your debtors, what is the journal entry you will pass? Respond to me here, all of you. What is the journal entry for cash received from debtors? Cash account debit to debtors account. Yes, cash account debit to debtors. Now, in this case, did A Limited receive cash from the debtors or did they receive bill receivable from debtors? In this particular case, on the date of sale, did A Limited receive cash or did they receive bill receivable? They received a bill receivable. Yes. That means instead of cash account debit to debtors account, what will be your entry? Instead of debiting cash, you will write bill receivable account debit to debtors account. That is the journal entry you need to pass when you receive the bill. Is this clear, everyone? Second entry. First two entries, no matter what, which scenario is this, first two entries will be same. That will not change. Okay. First two entries, okay, no? This is important, guys. Pay attention to this because this is what we're going to be doing in the next 14 or 15 problems. Okay. Pay proper attention to this. Okay. If this is your base. If your base is set, then it is very easy to build upon. Hardly 5 minutes, mein fatafat we can finish off the problems. Otherwise, I have to spend a lot of time. That's the reason I'm asking you to be more responsive here. Okay, now first two entries, no problem. Anyone having any doubts? Anyone having any doubts or move forward? Move forward. Okay. All right, sir. First option is A Limited can keep the bill with himself. Or there is a second option. What is the second option is that bill, that A Limited can get it discounted with the bank. How that will work out is, now A Limited has the bill here, right? A Limited has the bill. So what will A Limited do is, he will give this bill to, let's say, State Bank of India. He will give the bill to State Bank of India. Okay. And what will State Bank of India do? They will keep this bill as security. They will keep this bill as a surety or guarantee and give money to A Limited, not full value. Now, in my example, the bill value was 1 lakh rupees. Yes. Bank will not give full value. They will tell, I will give you 99,000 rupees. Because of this activity, even bank should earn, no? So they will not give full value. 1 lakh for 1 lakh worth of bill, a bank will tell, I will give you 99,000 rupees. Take. It will give you immediately. Okay. Fair enough. But what was the term of this bill, sir? Can you tell me what is the bill ka term? What is the term of this bill of exchange in my example? Term of the bill is 3 months. Yes. This bill receivable has a term of 3 months. That means bank will wait. Bank will keep that bill with itself for 3 months. It'll just keep and wait. After 3 months, bank will approach directly B Limited and tell, take your bill receivable. I am holding bill receivable. Please give me money. B Limited will simply check whoever is holding the bill. B Limited will pay the money to that bank. Here, bank is holding the bill at maturity. So B Limited will pay the value of the bill. How much is the value of the bill? 1 lakh rupees B Limited will pay to State Bank of India. This process we call it as bill discounting. So what is the advantage of bill discounting here? A Limited, no, if this bill discounting was not there, or this bill of exchange was not there, means A Limited had to wait 3 months to get that 1 lakh rupees on sale. Through this bill discounting or this bill of exchange mode, they got the money right now. On the date of sale itself, they got 99,000 rupees. Okay, that is the advantage for A Limited. A Limited got the money earlier. Okay, what is the advantage for bank here? Bank advantage is what? They paid A Limited 99,000 rupees. But how much did they collect from B Limited? They paid 99,000, but they collected 1 lakh. That means, can I say bank earned 1,000 rupees? Okay, that is the bank commission because they're doing this activity. No? So they are earning 1,000 rupees. So bank is also full kush. Okay, B Limited also is no problem. B also is happy. Why? Because he paid this 1 lakh rupees when? Now or after 3 months? B Limited paid this 1 lakh rupees only after 3 months. So that way it is a win-win scenario for everybody. This particular scenario we call it as bill discounting. Okay. Now for this particular portion we need to pass journal entry. If the bill has been discounted, what journal entry we need to pass we are looking at. Everybody got the bill discounting wala process? Not the journal entry. Journal entry I will discuss. The meaning of bill discounting. Did everyone get? Yes. Okay. Let's come back to the chart and learn the entry now. If the seller has discounted the bill with the bank. Now you tell me, sir, what will happen, sir? A Limited, in the example, what will happen? A Limited will give bill receivable to the bank and bank will give money into A Limited. Yes, this is what will happen. On one hand, A Limited will give bill receivable to the bank, State Bank of India. State Bank of India will give money to A Limited. So what is the journal entry? From A Limited perspective, money is coming in, yes. So bank account will be debited. To what extent in my example? 99,000 rupees. What did A Limited give off? They gave away one asset. What is that one asset they gave off? Bill receivable is an asset for them, yes. Yes, that one asset they gave it off. Now asset balance is increasing or reducing, sir? A Limited gave away the asset. That means asset balance is increasing or is it reducing? It is reducing. Yes, that means you will credit a bill of exchange for 1 lakh rupees because that is the worth of the bill. 1,000 rupees A Limited got less. That means it's a loss for them. Yes, that we call it as discount. So bank account debit, discount account debit to bill receivable account is the journal entry for bill receivable discounted. Fair enough. Everyone okay now? Somebody is saying, sir, using this method, they can draw the bill among themselves and make money. Yes, Rohan, that is there. Okay, hang on. That is a separate concept. If time permits, I will do it today. Whatever is your doubt, no, that we call it as bill accommodation. It is there. We will come to that, but not now. Okay, you are about 2-3 hours ahead of me. I'll come to that. Hang on, patience. This scenario, is it okay for you, everyone? Any doubt in this entry? No. So this entry will only come when bill is discounted. In the first scenario, we have not discounted the bill. Hence, this journal entry will not come. Third is bill endorsement. We have not come to that. So this journal entry will not come. Leave that. So third entry is completely done. Whatever is the scenario, first to do journal entry is same. That's the reason I've written same. Okay. Not same. Same. Sorry, na? Okay. Next scenario is a third. First option is what? A Limited, the seller can keep the bill with himself. That is option number 1. 2, he can get the bill discounted with a particular banker. That is second option. Third option is he can get the bill endorsed. So if there is bill endorsement, what will happen is what we are trying to learn. Okay. So before we get to that, let's probably understand how endorsement works. Okay, sir. Now A Limited has a bill receivable. Can I say worth 1 lakh rupees? Everyone okay now? A Limited has a bill receivable worth 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Alright. B Limited has to pay 1 lakh rupees to whoever is holding the bill. Yes, sir. Okay. Now what A Limited did is, A Limited has purchased the goods from Z Limited for 1 lakh rupees. A Limited has purchased the goods from Z Limited for 1 lakh rupees. That means A Limited has to pay money to Z Limited. Agreed? A Limited has purchased the goods from Z Limited for 1 lakh. That means A Limited has to pay 1 lakh rupees to Z Limited. Okay. If A Limited pays cash to Z Limited, what is the journal entry A Limited will pass? If A Limited pays 1 lakh rupees cash to Z Limited, what entry they will pass? In the books of A Limited, what entry will come? Cash paid to creditors. What is the journal entry? Creditors account debit to cash or bank account. Yes. So that means the journal entry will be Z Limited account debit 1 lakh to cash or bank, depending on how you are making that payment, 1 lakh rupees. Yes, this is the entry A Limited will pass. Correct? No, if cash is paid. If cash is paid. Yes, no, sir. Alright, what A Limited can do is, I anyway told you bill receivable is like a currency note. You can transfer it to whoever you want. Yes. If you transfer it to somebody else, if A Limited gives this bill to somebody else other than bank, we call it as endorsement. If A Limited gives this bill to somebody else like Z Limited, Y Limited, something, some third party if it gives, we call that scenario as endorsement. What will A Limited do here is, A Limited will tell Z Limited, boss, I have purchased the goods from you, so I need to pay you 1 lakh rupees. Okay. But I will not pay cash. I have an asset known as bill receivable. Please you take that asset. So what A Limited will do is, they will give this bill receivable worth 1 lakh to Z Limited. See? And Z Limited will tell, no problem. Fair enough. Instead of paying me cash, you are giving me a bill. I accept it. In this case, if bill is endorsed, can you tell me what is the journal entry you will pass? Instead of giving cash to Z Limited, A Limited gave bill receivable to Z Limited. That only we calling it as endorsement. Now, if you have understood this properly, you will tell me the journal entry for endorsement. Can you fill up the journal entry? What is the journal entry A Limited will pass for bill endorsed? What journal entry A Limited will pass? They will write Z Limited account debit 1 lakh. Did they pay cash to Z Limited? Did A Limited pay cash to Z Limited? No. Instead of crediting cash or bank, A Limited will credit bill receivable account worth 1 lakh. That is what is the entry I have written here. Okay. If you have endorsed the bill, then the journal entry is creditors account debit. In my example, it was Z Limited, right? So that creditors account debit to bill receivable account. So this is the journal entry for endorsement. Here what will happen now? Z Limited will keep that bill. What is the term of the bill? 3 months. So Z Limited will keep that bill with himself for 3 months. After 3 months, Z Limited will approach B Limited and give this letter. He will give this bill receivable to B Limited. And B Limited will pay the money to Z Limited. Like this. And B Limited will pay 1 lakh rupees to Z Limited. That's how this process works. Same like bill discounting. But bill discounting, you do it with a banker. Endorsing it means giving it to some other party. That's it. Manageable, everybody. Hence, this is the entry. Any doubts anyone is having in this scenario? Everything will come in the problems going forward. Okay. This is like your summary journal entry. So we are discussing the whole chapter in a way. Okay. Except maybe 1 or 2 adjustments. Then slowly, one by one, problem will keep on coming. And same journal entry will keep passing and get better like this. If you get a basic understanding, it is fine now. Even if you're not able to remember a full journal entry, it is fine. As long as you are understanding what I'm saying, that should be okay. Can I go for it next or further on? Okay. Alright. Bill receivable got matured. Now, first option, let's say seller went for first option. What is first option? He kept the bill with himself. If he keeps the bill with himself, what will A Limited do now? You tell me, sir. He kept the bill with himself for 3 months. After 3 months, what will A Limited do? If he keeps the bill with himself, what will A Limited do? At the end of 3rd month, A Limited will give the bill to B Limited and collect the money. Yes or no? Correct, no? Yes. So if it is kept till maturity, what will happen? A Limited will wait for 3 months. After 3 months, A Limited will give this bill receivable to B Limited. And B Limited will give the money to A Limited. That is the first option. So can you complete the journal entry for this now? If the bill gets matured, what journal entry you will pass in the books of A Limited? On maturity, A Limited will get money. So the journal entry will be bank account debit to what? What did A Limited will give at the end of the maturity term? A Limited will give that letter, meaning that bill receivable, A Limited will give it to B Limited and B Limited will pay the money. Hence, the journal entry is bank account debit to bill receivable. Okay. Since you have kept the bill with yourself, you have not done discounting, you have not done endorsement. So these two entries are nil. That's all it is. Give you a minute more or a few seconds more just to observe. Is it okay now? Yes, till here. All the scenarios, are you done now? Yes, okay. Last scenario and quite important one. Bill dishonored. Okay. Ideally, you tell me in the example what A Limited had to do, or rather what B Limited had to do. After 3 months, B Limited has to pay 1 lakh rupees. That is his commitment. Yes, no? Because he has clearly told, I will pay you the money. Whoever holds that bill, I will pay him 1 lakh rupees after 3 months. That's what B Limited signed also. He agreed. Okay. Initially, he agreed. At the end of 3rd month, no, alright, on the maturity date, B Limited is saying, no, I don't have money. Sorry, boss, I don't have money. In that case, that scenario, we call it as bill receivable dishonored. If that scenario comes, what journal entry you need to pass under all the 3 scenarios you need to look for. Okay. Now, if you know the journal entry initially, okay, dishonored means what, sir? Like a check bounce you did in BRS, correct? No? Check, when you receive the check, what journal entry will you pass? Bank to debtors. When the check get bounced, ulta entry, correct? So it will be what? Debtors to bank. Yes, we have done that in BRS. Same funda here also. If that bill is getting dishonored, whatever entry you have passed earlier, no, you reverse that. That's all it is. This is not really a specific, separate scenario. This is just undoing what you have already done. Okay, check here. Pay attention, all of you. Under the first scenario, you have kept the bill with yourself. When you received the bill, what entry did you pass? When you received the bill from your debtor, what journal entry did you pass? Bill receivable account debit to debtors. Yes. Did you give this bill to anybody? You did not discount it. You did not endorse it. You kept the bill with yourself. Okay. So when you receive the bill, you pass bill receivable account debit to debtors. When it is dishonored, what entry will you pass, sir? What is the ultra entry of this? Debtors to bill receivable. That's what I passed it here. Okay, this is the entry. Whatever you have done, undo. That's it. When you received, you pass bill receivable to debtors. When it is dishonored, ulta entry. Debtors to bill receivable. That's it. Okay. Fine, sir. Fine. Keep responding so that I know that we don't have any technical issue, and more importantly, your understanding. That's the only way, because online class, no, this is the only way for me to assess. Yeah. Yes, they're saying. Awesome. Okay, we'll go for second scenario. You discounted the bill with the bank. Okay. All right, sir. 1 minute. I'll pass the entry for you. When you received the bill, what journal entry did you pass, sir? When you received the bill, what journal entry A Limited pass? They pass the entry bill receivable account debit to debtors account. Yes. Fine now. All right. When you discounted the bill, what journal entry did you pass? You discounted the bill, so bank gave you money. So you pass the entry bank account debit, discount account debit to, what did you give away the bank? You gave bill to the bank. So bill receivable you gave away. Yes, no. When you receive bill receivable, this entry. When you discounted that bill with the bank, this particular entry. Can you add these 2 entries and tell me what is the effective entry, sir? For the time being, ignore the discount. Cut off the discount. Can you add these 2 entries and tell me effectively what entry are you getting, sir? Bill receivable account debit, bill receivable account credit. What is happening? They are getting nullified. So means effectively, can I say the entry is bank account debit to debtors? Can I write the journal entry is bank account debit to debtors? When you received the bill and when you got it discounted, effectively you are passing this entry, bank account debit to debtors. Okay, everyone. I've discussed this scenario. Again, I'm just explaining it to you in little more detail. Okay, no? Now, if the bill is dishonored means B Limited did not pay the money. What entry will you pass? 2 options for you. You can reverse both these entries. Instead of reversing 2 entries, can I reverse this entry? Isn't it this simple enough? Yes. Instead of reversing 2 entries, can I reverse this entry? It will be one and the same, no? That means what entry I'll pass? Debtors account debit to bank account. This is simplified. So I don't want to do this. No problem. Then you reverse these 2 entries. No issues. Okay, now this is easier. Our study material also follows this. This is a lot simpler according to me and easier also. Okay. Debtors to bank. Fair enough, huh? That is the entry. Any doubt, anybody? Any doubt, anybody? Or if you want it in logic also of this, okay? Now the bill got dishonored, no? That means, has B Limited paid you the money? Has B Limited paid you the money? No. He's still your debtor. So debtor's account should be debited because it's an asset. But now bank already paid you the money, no? Bank already paid you the money here. Yes, when you discounted the bill, bank gave you the money. Yes, here. If B Limited does not pay the money, what will bank do, sir? If B Limited does not pay the money, SBI will come back to A Limited and tell, give my money back. Your customer is not paying. Yes or no? That's what bank will do. Yes. If B Limited does not pay, bank will come back to A Limited and recover the money. Yes. Yes. That is the reason we will credit bank account, because you have a liability to pay. So bank will deduct the money from your account. So hence bank balance will reduce. So you will credit bank account. If you want logic also, that is the logic here. Got it? Either you can remember it as a reversal or you can remember it to logic, whichever is comfortable. At least one went in. Yes, these entries are important. As I told you, this chapter only journal entry, nothing. There are 5-6 scenarios for which you need to journalize. Okay, this only. Along with this, 1 or 2 extra scenarios will come. That's it. According to me, it's a very easy topic. But you should tell that. So yes, the journal entry is debtors to bank. Did you agree? In the first scenario, debtors to bill receivable. Second scenario, debtors to bank. That's all. Can I go for the third scenario? Third scenario is endorsement. Okay. Sir, they will recover 1 lakh or 99,000. Perfect. Very good question, Adarsh. So he is asking question, sir, bank will recover 1 lakh or 99,000 in this example. You tell me logically how much bank will recover, sir. I will not tell you that. Others, can anybody help Adarsh? Adarsh's question is, sir, if the bill get dishonored, how much money SBI will recover from A Limited? 1 lakh or 99,000? Sir, they will recover the entire bill value. How much SBI had to recover from this bill? SBI had to recover 1 lakh. So they will recover 1 lakh rupees entirely from A Limited. That is also one of the reasons why I asked you to ignore discount. Because discount you will not reverse. Because discount is a loss of A Limited. Okay. Bank will recover full 1 lakh rupees from A Limited. Okay. That's the reason I said cut off discount. That is the logic. Understood? Yes, everyone. Okay. Yes. Others, did you understand first? Your questions. I should ask you first. Got it, buddy? That's a good question, in fact. Thank you for that. Yes, he's saying. Others also got it. Maybe others also might have had the same doubt. Alright, that means I can move forward. Okay, third scenario is endorsement. Sir, when you receive the bill, what journal entry do you pass? We will do it from the beginning. When you receive the bill, what entry did A Limited pass? They passed the journal entry, bill receivable account debit to debtors account. Yes, no? Alright. This when they received that bill. After receiving, what did they do? They endorsed it to creditors. Endorsing means giving it away. This bill A Limited gave it off to somebody else. In our example, that somebody was Z Limited. Basically creditor. So if you're paying cash to creditor, the journal entry is creditors to cash. Instead of paying creditors in cash, you paid creditors in through bill receivable. Hence the journal entry is creditors account debit to bill receivable account. These are the two entries you will pass on endorsement. Agreed on? Yes. Okay. That means, can you add these two entries and tell me effectively what is the journal entry you are passing, sir? You are passing two journal entries. If you add the two, what will happen? Bill receivable account debit, bill receivable account credit. It will get nullified. Effectively, what is the entry you are getting, sir? Effectively, the journal entry you are getting is creditors account debit to debtors account. Yes, sir. This is the journal entry you are passing. You are passing it as two entries, but the effect of two entries is this only. Yes. Now, if that bill gets dishonored, can you tell me what entry you will pass? If this endorsed bill gets dishonored, what will you pass? Either you can reverse two entries. You passed two entries. Either you can reverse that, or simplified treatment is what, sir? Can I just reverse this? One and the same. Yes or no? Instead of reversing two entries, I can reverse of this only. That means the journal entry will be debtors account debit to creditors account is the journal entry for bill endorsed if it's getting dishonored. That's it. Alright. So basically debit portion is same under all the cases. Debtors only. Credit portion only is varying. So in the first case it is bill receivable, second case bank, third case creditors. That's it. Bill receivable dishonored is nothing but whatever you have done you need to undo. That's it. See, This only I have to do it in 15 problems. If I want, I could have not bought this. Or this table is not even there in your study material. There is no reference about all this. Because this is like summary of all the entries. I could have discussed this with you later also. Alright. But what happens is once you know the overview of things, from the day you sell the goods till the maturity, if you know the entry, your understanding of the problems can get better. That's the reason I'm discussing the summary now. Now we will apply all of them one by one. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, this is the basic understanding. Yes, completely understood. Okay, got it. Okay, Pratul, just hang on. Maybe if you feel endorsement you're still having problems, we'll pass a journal entry and saying, or is this entry okay for you? Entry is okay for you. Is this entry okay for you? First confirm me that. This particular portion. Endorsing means giving it to creditors. What did you give to creditors? Bill receivable. So you, instead of passing two entries, if you add the two entries, you're getting creditors to debtors. Yes. So this is the journal entry for endorsement. Now, if that endorsed bill is getting dishonored, dishonored means you need to do ulta treatment. That's it. You can reverse the two entries, or you can just pass the reversal of this entries. That's all. What is the reversal of this entry? If this entry is creditors to debtors, the ulta entry will be what? Debtors to creditors. That's what I've done. That's it here. Dishonored is nothing but ulta entry. Don't worry. We have problems to take care of it. It will keep coming in. Okay. Awesome. Alright, there is one or two extra concepts, then it is problem after problem. So let's cover that first. Okay, a few more concepts, we'll quickly cover it off. Due date. Sir, all the negotiable instruments, right, will have a due date on which date you need to pay. Okay. One, you need to check first whether that bill of exchange, there are two types of bill of exchange. Okay, one is bill after sight. Another one is bill after date. They will mention clearly in the problem whether it is bill after sight or bill after date. Check and accordingly do it. Okay. If it is bill after sight, then you should count the term only after citing. That is, bill is accepted. Just to give you an example, let's say A Limited draws the letter. Instead of letter, can I call it as bill of exchange going forward now? A Limited draws bill of exchange on B Limited on 1st April 2022 for 3 months. Okay, fair enough. That means, can you tell me the due date, sir? What is the maturity date? When will A Limited receive the money? Or when will B Limited pay the money on this bill receivable? Or 1 minute, let's say for 3 months, B Limited, I'll give you one more extra scenario. B Limited accepted the bill of exchange on 4th April 2022. Okay, you need to tell me the due date over here. Can anybody tell me? The bill was drawn on, A Limited draw the bill on 1st April. But B Limited accepted this on 4th April. The term of the bill is 3 months. So what is the due date? Due date means you should add 3 months. Yes. Fine. Now when will you start adding? From which date will you start adding? You will start adding from 1st April or you will start adding from 4th April? That is the question. You will start adding 3 months from 1st April or from 4th April. Okay. Somebody who is saying 1st April is also right. Somebody who is saying 4th April is also right. Why? Sir, that depends on what kind of a bill it is. If it is bill after sight, then you will count the bill only after the acceptance date. Bill after sight means B Limited should view that bill. Only after B Limited views that bill and puts his signature, from the acceptance days, you will start counting the date. So if it is after sight bill, then you will start counting the dates from 1st April 2022. You will add 3 months. That is what I've written here. Getting it now? If it is bill after sight, then count the term after citing. That is when the bill is getting accepted. This is the first scenario. Okay. Alright. Suppose if it is after date wala bill, they will tell you this clearly in the problem. They will tell you whether it is after sight or after date. If it is after date wala bill, then you will count the term from the date of drawing itself. From the date of drawing itself. What is the date of drawing? 1st April. That means you will start counting the term from 1st April 22. You will add 3 months to get the due date. That's all is a funda. Okay now. Again, true or false question they can ask you all this. Main problems we will just check. I have not seen actually this concept getting tested so far in the last 5 attempts. So after sight and after date. True or false maybe they can ask. But good to know. So everybody, did you understand the two concepts here? Bill after sight, bill after date. Bill after sight means you will start counting the dates when bill is accepted. Bill after date means you will start counting the date when the bill gets drawn. From the drawing date, you will start counting the date. That's all is this particular concept. Okay now? Yes. Alright. For all the bills other than those which are payable on demand. Alright. Normally in India, we have something known as grace days concept. 3 grace days should be added at the end to get the due date. Okay. Sir, here you add 3 months, what are you getting? Here you add 3 months, what are you getting? From 4th April, if you add 2 months, it will be May, June, July. Yes, no? So you are getting 4th July 2022. Yes, no, sir? From 4th April, if you add 3 months, it will be May, June, July. You're getting 4th July? Yes. As per negotiable instruments, what you have to do is, at the end, you need to add 3 grace days. If you add 3 grace days, it becomes 7th July 2022. That is your due date. Like this. All the negotiable instruments other than those which are payable on demand. Demand. If you're payable on demand means there is no term. Payable on demand means it will not have term. If it has no term, then no need to add grace days. If it has a term, then add the grace days and then get the due date. Manageable, everyone? Okay, sir. Sir, okay, padapat. Alright. Similarly here, if you add from 1st April, if you add 3 months, what are you going to get? You're going to get 1st July 2022. Yes. To that you add 3 grace days. It will become what? 4th July 2022. That will become your due date in this case. Meaning that is the date on which you can ask the B Limited to pay you the money in our example case. Okay. Suppose due date is a public holiday. Like 15th August in India is an Independence Day, right? If the due date falls on a public holiday, then the due date will be preceding date. Meaning, if the due date is falling on 15th August, then the due date you will take it as 1 day before. That is 14th August will be taken as a due date. Okay. If the due date is an emergency holiday due to strike or lockdown or something, let's say suddenly it became an emergency holiday, then the next day will be considered as a due date. Like that. If it is an emergency holiday, they will give you in the problem. Again, this concept is there only in your study material. So far, I have not seen any question getting tested here out of this concept. But better to be prepared. Just in case in your attempt study material decided to get creative and they decide to bring in this concept. Okay. Institute does that sometimes. Something which has never been asked, they'll start asking. Okay. Fine now. This is the funda. Okay. Due date is including grace days. Yes, sir. After adding grace days only, you're going to get the due date. Correct. To whatever date you are getting, add 3 grace days. After that only, we call it as a due date. Correct. That is Kanishk. Yes, your observation is right. After adding grace days only, you'll get due date. Perfect. Okay. So let's do a thing. Let's see how much of it we learned and more importantly, how much of it can we remember. We'll remember all this only when we do a few problems. Yes, no. Correct. So let's see. We will take up question number 1 and see how much of it we remember. Messrs or Mrs. Sujata receives 2 bills from Miss Aruna dated 1st January 2020 for 2 months. First, you need to tell for whom it is bill receivable, for whom it is bills payable. For Sujata, I'll read this line again. Sujata receives 2 bills from Aruna Limited on 1st January for 2 months. That means you need to tell for Sujata it is bill receivable, bills payable. That's your first observation. Sujata is receiving that letter. Sujata is receiving that letter. Sujata has drafted the letter and sent it to Aruna. Aruna has signed that letter and sent it back to Sujata. And Sujata is receiving that letter now. So what is it now? For Sujata, this is a bill receivable. For Aruna, it is bills payable. First observation is this. Is everyone able to identify this? If your identification of this is wrong, you will get 0 marks. Because based on this only, you are passing journal entry. If you have got this wrong, you can be absolutely certain, koli motte. Literally motte, anda only you will get. Okay, na? Yes, is everything okay? Everyone, are you able to identify that? Okay, no? Yes, okay. Awesome. The first bill is for 10,200. Okay. Second bill is for 15,000 rupees. Okay. All right. 1 minute, sir. As and when we see, we'll pass off the journal entry so that it will be easier. Maybe this particular problem, I'll do it. Once you're comfortable, we'll see. I think the requirement is you need to pass journal entries in the books of Sujata. So we'll write journal entries in the books of Sujata Limited. You can just observe if you want, because same thing what is printed in your study material, same thing I'm going to write it as journal entry. That's it. Okay, fine, sir. Same format of journal is there, no? Same thing. We'll write it off, but date particulars, ledger folio, debit credit, or debit amount, credit amount. Okay, sir. First, when did the Sujata receive this bill? On which date? On 1st January 2020. Yes. On 1st January 2020, Sujata received the bill. From your debtor, you have receiving the bill. So what is the journal entry for bill receivable received from your debtor, sir? We already looked into the table. If you are receiving cash from debtors, the journal entry will be cash to debtors. Instead of cash, you are receiving bill receivable. So the entry will be bill receivable account debit. Yes, bill receivable. So going forward, we'll call bill receivable as BR. Okay, bill receivable account debit. We'll pass. You can show each bill separately, or you can combine. Here I'll combine it off. First bill value is how much? 10,200. Second bill ka value is how much? 15,000 rupees. So add it. 10,000 plus 15,000 will be 25,200. Yes. So bill receivable account debit. Whom did you receive this bill from? You received this bill from Aruna. So that means the journal entry will be bill receivable account debit to Aruna account. Because Aruna is your debtor, hence you have received the bill. Okay. Narration you can just write being bill received from Aruna accounted. Being bill receivable received from Aruna recorded or accounted. Something like that you can write. You can write this in your own words. Okay. Aruna account will be credited to the extent of 25,200. That is the first journal entry which they passed here. Bill receivable account debit to Aruna account 25,200, 25,200. Everyone okay now? Fine. Okay, sir. The second bill was endorsed in favor of Mr. Shri. Was endorsed in favor of it is Mr. Shri on 3rd January 2020. So you have received two bill. One bill you have endorsed it to Shri. What is the journal entry? And when did you endorse, by the way? On 3rd January 2020. That means on 3rd January 2020, 2 days later, I have given this bill to Shri. If I had paid cash to Shri, the journal entry would have been Shri account debit to cash. Instead of giving cash, what did I give to Shri, sir? Bill receivable. So the entry will be Shri account debit to bill receivable account. Everyone okay now? Yes. What is the value of this second bill? Value of the second bill is 15,000. That means 15,000 worth of the bill I've given it off to Shri. So you can write the narration as being bill endorsed. Being bill endorsed accounted, or you can just write being bill receivable endorsed. That's it. Same entry what I told you in the table. Same thing is coming over here. Got it? That's the reason first I discussed that with you, so that you have a clear idea now. So now on just repetition. Okay, that's it. That's what they've passed here. Shri account debit to bill receivable 15,000, 15,000. Okay. In examination, don't write short forms. Class work it is fine. Examination, write full thing. Bill receivable is okay, acceptable. Alright, but my thing is write off full better. Okay. Alright, next scenario, sir. And the first bill is discounted immediately with the bank for 10,000 rupees. So one bill you endorsed, another bill you have discounted. That means first option, did Sujata go for first option? No? When you have a bill, no, there are three options available. One, keep the bill with yourself, or discount the bill, or endorse the bill. These are the three. Any of the three you can do. Okay. Did Sujata go for first option? Did Sujata keep the bill with herself? No. One bill she gave it away. She endorsed it to creditor. Another bill she got it discounted with bank. She is not going for first option. So she has discounted the bill with the bank for 10,000 rupees. So what is the value of that first bill, sir? Value of the first bill is 10,200. But when you discounted the bill, how much money bank gave you? Only 10,000. Because that 200 rupees is bank ka commission or discount. What is the journal entry for bill discounted now? Immediately they said no. Okay. Meaning on the same day only you could have endorsed, or I'll write it on the 3rd January itself. Okay. All right, they've not given date. Which date? You can assume it is discounted on 1st January only or 3rd January only, whichever is your call. That's fine. I'm going to write it as 3rd January. What is the journal entry for bill discounted with the bank, sir? When you discount a bill, money will come into your bank account. So the journal entry will be bank account debit. How much money bank will give you? Bank is giving you 10,000. What did you give to the bank? You gave bill receivable to the bank. Okay, so bill receivable is an asset. Asset is going out. So as per real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Bill receivable is going out, hence I have credited. But what is the value of that bill? The value of that first bill is 10,200. That means 200 rupees bank is not giving me. That is a loss for me, which we'll call it as discount. It's a loss, no? As per nominal account rule, loss to be debited. So discount account debit, 200 rupees. So in narration, you can just write being bill discounted. Being bill discounted. That's all you can write. Okay, this is the entry they have passed here. Bank account debit, discount account debit to bill receivable account 10,200. Okay, you don't have to write discount allowed or anything, just write discount, it's fine. Okay, just writing discount is okay. Fair enough. It's understood. If you're debiting discount, that means it's a loss. If you're crediting discount, it's an income. It's an understood here. So here we just write discount. Okay. Oh, amount I wrote off here only. Yeah. Okay. Amount I should have written it in amount column. No problem. 10,000 here, 200 here, and 10,200 here. Okay. Yes. Now, is it okay, sir? That is the reason I gave you a summary only first. Okay. If I want, I could have cut off the summary. I could have done each scenario one by one. But your understanding holistically, you'll never get it. From the beginning till the end, what happens in bill receivable, you would have not got that understanding. First, I wanted you to have that understanding because they will not give you all scenarios. So that's the reason we covered it slightly differently here. That's it. Okay, everyone is saying good. So that means I will go for the next problem. So this is the level of what, sir? Problems here. Here in this particular problem, 3 scenarios came. Maybe going forward, number of scenarios will keep increasing. That's it. Instead of 3, maybe you'll get 5 scenarios or 6 scenarios or whatever. That's it. Keep on passing the journal entries. Okay. So let's solve question number 2. Vijay sold goods to Preetham on 1st September 2019 for 1,06,000. Okay. Stop there only, sir. We'll break the question into small scenarios. As and when we read the scenarios, we will pass journal entry. You need to pass journal entries in the books of Vijay and Preetham. First, we will journalize in the books of Vijay. Okay, one by one we will go. Vijay has sold the goods to Preetham. Okay. Preetham immediately accepted 3 months bill. That means first you tell me, is it a cash sale or is it a credit sale? Is it a cash sale or a credit sale? See, if it is cash sale, then Preetham would have given me cash. No, he did not give me cash. He accepted a bill. That means obviously it's a credit sale. Perfect. What is the journal entry for credit sale, sir? On 1st September, you have sold goods. What is the journal entry for credit sale? Debtors account debit to sales. Who is your debtor now? For Vijay, Preetham is the debtor. Yes. So the journal entry is Preetham account debit. Preetham account debit to sales account 1,06,000, 1,06,000. That is the first journal entry. Manageable? No problem there. Yes. Okay. Immediately, Preetham accepted 3 months bill. That means what, sir? Preetham signed the letter and gave that letter back to Vijay. That means for Vijay, what does it become, sir? Once Preetham signs it and gives it back, for Vijay it becomes, for seller it becomes bill receivable. For the purchaser it will become bills payable. So you have received bill receivable from Preetham. Instead of receiving cash from debtors, you have received bill receivable from debtors. So the journal entry is, instead of cash to debtor, it will be bill receivable account debit to debtors. Debtor here is Preetham. Okay, there's a slight alignment error. 2 should have come here. Okay, to Preetham account 1,06,000, 1,06,000. Okay, now that is your. We have read the scenario till there, and we have also passed the journal entry till there. Everyone, I think, is okay. Yes. Oh, actually, hang on. Hang on, guys. I think I need to stop it here. Actually, there is one small concept. Okay. Yeah, I saw that question now. Okay, let's do a thing. Let's put this on hold. I'll come back to the chart. There is a small concept. I'll cover that and then maybe just take up this particular problem. Hang on. Small concept. There is another concept known as renewal of bill. Renewal of bill. What does renewal of bill means? Let's say in our example, A Limited. Okay. Or let's say The due date of the bill receivable, directly I'll say, is let's say 4th or 1st May 2022. This is the due date of the bill of exchange. Okay. Let's say A Limited had sold the goods to B Limited in this case. Okay. Now on the due date, ideally what is expected? B Limited should pay the money. Whoever is holding the bill, B Limited should pay the money to him. Let's say the bill value is worth 1 lakh rupees. That's how it works. On the due date, let's say A Limited is holding the bill, assumption. On the due date, B Limited gave a phone call or he approached A Limited and told, hey dude, I'm facing some financial problem. Okay. You and I have been dealing since many years. Okay. You know that I don't default and all. Alright. But due to COVID, no, I am having some financial difficulties. Okay. So, can you please extend the due date by another 2 months? Is what B Limited requested. On the due date, B Limited approached A Limited and told, kindly extend the due date by a few months, 2 months or 3 months or whatever. In our example, let's assume it as 2 months. A Limited told, okay, no problem. I understand, even I am facing the same issue. No problem. I accept it. That means what happened here? The bill cut due date, is it same, sir, or due date got extended? The due date got extended. Yes or no? Correct? That concept we call it as renewal of bill. Renewal of bill simply means extending the due date. Okay? Alright. Now, one question I'll ask you. Let's say it is extended to 2 months, means let's say the due date will become May, June. That means the 1st July 2022 will become the new due date. Correct? The revised due date will become 1st July. Do you think on 1st July 2022, A Limited will still accept 1 lakh rupees only? Do you think on 1st July, A Limited will accept 1 lakh only from B Limited, or A Limited will put one extra goal here? A Limited, hey, I understand your problem, okay, but you are delaying the payment by 2 months, right? So I will not accept 1 lakh rupees. Pay me a little extra. You give me 500 or let's say 5,000 rupees extra, okay, as interest. So that means on the new due date, A Limited will collect 1,05,000 from B Limited. So for A Limited, this is an income or expenses. For A Limited, is this an interest, an income, or an expense? For A Limited, this interest becomes an income. Yes. For B Limited, he has to pay extra. No. For him, it will become an expense. Yes. No. This is what another extra fitting will come in whenever there is a renewal of bill. Okay. So renewal simply means extending the due date. Whenever renewal happens, the interest is charged by the seller. So for the seller, that is A Limited, it will be an income. For the other guy, purchaser, it will be an expense. So you need to do that. Got it? If you've got this, one small thing is there in additionally extra here. When there is a small loophole here. What is a loophole? Sir, originally, what was the term of the bill? Originally, what is mentioned in that letter, sir? How much, what is the due date is mentioned in that original bill? Originally, when B Limited gave the bill, no? What due date was mentioned? 1st May. Yes, no? Correct? And what amount is mentioned in the bill? 1 lakh rupees. Is the due date of 1st May and amount of 1 lakh same, or it got changed? Due date from 1st May, it became 1st July. Amount from 1 lakh became 1,05,000. Now you tell me, is that original bill receivable of any value, or it has become worthless? Is the original bill having any value, or it has become worthless? The terms have changed. That means, will the original bill have any worth, or it's become worthless instrument? Worthless. Yes. Hence, what you need to do in case of renewal bill is cancel the old bill. Whenever there is a renewal of bill happening, cancel the old bill. Instead of old bill, again draw a new bill. That's all it is. So instead of old bill, new bill will come for new amount. New bill will come for new amount and new due date. Okay. So you will you'll cancel the old bill receivable and draft another bill receivable with a new due date and the new due amount. This is the 3 concepts or a few concepts you need to remember for renewal of the bill. Got it now? Yes. Entries, I'll tell you. Forget about the entries. That's what we have problems for. But conceptually, is it okay? Renewal simply means extending the due date. Since you are extending the due date, interest also will come into play. Okay. But since the amount of the bill, due date and all has changed, no, old bill has become worthless. So hence, whenever there is a renewal of bill, the old bill of exchange, old bill receivable, bills payable, you should cancel. Instead of that, you should draft a new bill of exchange for the new amount and the new date. That's all it is. These are the Three concepts that will get triggered. Can we, this is what we learned. That's what is appearing in question number 2. Now, can we read question number 2 again? Okay, and that's all is coming in question number 2, I think. 1 minute, hang on. I'll see if the third next concept is also triggered. No, that's all. Okay, so we will do the second question and there is a couple of other concepts. We'll take it up later. Now, say, Vijay sold goods to Preetham on 1st September 2019 for 1,06,000. And Preetham immediately accepted a 3-month bill. That means for Vijay, it is a bill receivable. For Preetham, it is bills payable. So for sale, this entry. So when you receive the bill from your debtors, the journal entry is bill receivable to Preetham for this particular value. I think these two we had already covered. Now let's read the remaining things. Okay, first, what is the due date? What is the due date here? So 3 months is the, they have given. You drew the bill on 1st September 2019. The term of the bill is 3 months. So add 3 months. Only you will add 3 months or you will add 3 grace days also. You will add the 3 grace days also. Count. It will be what? October, November, December. December 1st plus 3 grace days. So it will become 4th December 2019. That is your due date. Manageable. Okay. 4th December 2019. Okay. That is the due date. Alright. So what happened? Let's check. On the due date, that is 4th December 2019, Preetham, that is the purchaser. Alright. He requested that the bill be renewed for a fresh period of 2 months. Okay. So Preetham, the seller on that due date told, I have some financial difficulties. Kindly extend the bill by 2 months. Okay. Vijay agrees provided interest at 9% was paid immediately in cash. Vijay told, no problem, I will extend. But you are delaying the payment. No, that means I will collect interest from you. And interest you should pay me right now in cash. Okay. To this Preetham was agreeable, meaning he agreed. The second bill was met on due date, meaning Preetham paid whatever he had to pay on the due date. Okay. Past journal entries in the books of Vijay and Preetham. Okay. Alright. We'll do it of this or we'll go to a solution. How are you comfortable with this? How are you comfortable? I'll check your comfort zone, accordingly take it up. Majority wins. If you feel no, it is okay, I have understood conceptually, then I'll just go for it. Solution is okay now. Just journal entries. No working note, nothing. Okay. Go through. Okay, fine. Awesome. Alright, check here. On the due date, Preetham requested. That means on the due date, what you need to do? What do you need to think, sir? On the due date, that is 4th December. Is the old bill still existing or it has become worthless, sir? Since you renewed the bill, is the old bill valid or it has become invalid? It has become invalid. That means you need to cancel that. Yes. When you received the bill, what journal entry did you pass, sir? When you received the bill from Preetham, what is the journal entry you passed? Bill receivable account debit to Preetham. How do you cancel this, sir? When you received the bill, this entry. If you have to cancel this bill, what entry you will pass? The ulta entry. That is Preetham account debit to bill receivable account 1,06,000, 1,06,000. This is the first entry. This way, I am cancelling my old bill due to renewal. That is the first concept. Yes, sir. Any doubt is there? I'm doing it a solution method as you said. So I'll go a little slow. If anybody is having any issues, tell me, sir. All good, right? Okay. On the same day, that is December 4th only, what and all will happen, sir? One, you need to draft a new bill. But before that, should you have to collect any interest from? Vijay told what? I will extend the bill provided you give me the interest immediately. Yes or no? Correct. Now Vijay has to collect interest from which party, sir? Vijay has to collect the interest from whom? Preetham. That means, can I say we have to collect interest from Preetham means Preetham becomes our debtor? Okay. So the journal entry will be Preetham account debit to interest. Interest for us is an income and nominal account rule, income should be credited. I have to recover the money from Preetham. So Preetham becomes my debtor. So I am debiting Preetham. So the journal entry for interest recoverable is Preetham account debit to interest. Manageable. Journal entry. Amount I'll calculate. This entry is okay now. I have to recover this from Preetham. So the journal entry is Preetham account debit to interest. Okay. Yes. How much interest will I collect? Sir, value of the bill was 1,06,000. Correct. They have given what, sir? Interest rate is how much? 9%. So can I do 1,06,000 into 9%? No. 9% and all generally is for the whole year. Here, how many months was the bill there is a delay, sir. The guy asked to delay the payment or renew the bill for how many months? 2 months. Yes, correct. That means there is a delay of 2 months. If there is a delay of 2 months, you will calculate interest only for 2 months. So you calculate this 1,06,000 into 9% into 3 by 12. How much is that interest? My calculator is showing 1,06,000 into 9% into 2 divided by 12, rather it is 1,590. That's what I'm getting it as here. Okay, fair enough. Alright, somebody is saying, sir, why don't we debit cash? No problem. Study material has passed this entry. If you don't like this entry, you can pass one more entry also. Instead of Preetham to interest, anyway you received cash, no? You can directly pass the entry cash account debit to interest also, absolutely no problem. That they will pass it as a separate entry. So if you want, you write cash account debit to interest account 1,590, no problem whatsoever. Okay, now manageable. That cash entry they are passing it here, sir. Okay, that's what they've done here. All right, there's an alignment error here again. This should be cash account. Okay, they've debited cash here. Okay, instead of that you can pass it like this, no problem. Okay, I'll pass it like this only. You feel that is easy for you, so I'll pass it like this one. So 2 transactions I've already covered. Whenever there is a renewal, 3 things will happen. What are the 3 things? Old bill you need to cancel, which we did. Interest we should account, which we did. Third one, what will happen? New bill receivable you should draft and send it across. Yes, no? And Preetham should accept it. Did he accept? Yes. What is the journal entry for bill receivable received again? New bill received from Preetham, sir. What is the journal entry you will pass? Bill receivable account debit. Okay, how much money you need to recover from Preetham still? Preetham has not paid us anything. Only interest portion he has paid. The original bill value is as it is only. That means you will write bill receivable account debit 1,06,000 to Preetham account 1,06,000. Okay, you can pass like this. They have passed the cash entry for Preetham separately. That's the reason they have credited Preetham for 107,590 because Preetham paid you 1,590 in cash. No, that way they have passed. If you add these 2 entries, whatever entry we have done, no, same entry we will get. Don't worry about that. You pass like this only in your books. Absolutely no issues. Manageable, everyone. Everyone, okay now. If you want, you can strike off this entry in your notebook and copy this entry. Absolutely okay. I'll give you a minute again. Just check. Initial problem. So I want you to be absolutely thorough. Somebody is saying, sir, can it be Preetham to interest? Yes, it can be Preetham to interest. And then cash to Preetham. Yes, it can be. Then bill receivable to Preetham. Yes, Vasudev. That also you can pass. That is also acceptable. Yes. But in the new bill, new amount should be written. Oh, yes. New amount is how much, sir? What is the new amount, sir? Pratul, what is the new amount? What is the new amount? New amount is 1,06,000 only. No. Yes. Because interest I already collected. See, if interest I did not collect now, if I had told Preetham, you pay the interest later on, then the amount would have been 1,06,000 plus 1,590. But I already collected the interest. No, that means I still need to recover only 1,06,000 from Preetham. So bill receivable value is 1,06,000 only still. This is only the new amount. Amount has not changed. Okay. Yes. Or can we directly write cash to interest? You can write cash to interest. That's what I've written here. No, that is also acceptable. Whichever way, whatever you're comfortable. There are multiple ways to pass journal entries here. Okay. Everything is right. They say, all roads lead to Rome. Like that it is. Okay. But at least one of the approach you stick to and understand that and do that only in examination. Don't keep changing guns. That may lead to confusion. Stick to one. That is good enough. Okay. Anything else? No. Last May what happened? The second bill was met on the due date. Okay, sir. Now check, sir. When did you draft the second bill? Second bill you drafted on 4th December. What was the term of this new bill? The term of the new bill was 2 months. So add 2 months. From 4th December 2019, you add 2 months. Only 2 months are? No, this is a new bill. That means again, grace days you need to add. Add it up now. What is that? January, February. Yes. So can I say it is 7th February 2020, guys? That is the new due date. Can I call that like this? New due date is 7th February 2020. Okay. Okay. Yes. Alright, on 7th February 2020, what did our Preetham do? To this Preetham accept, second bill was met on the due date. On the due date, he was a good boy. He told, take the money. We gave the bill to Preetham and we received the money. Which option here first, sir? You tell me now. You tell me. Which option is Vijay doing it? There are 3 options for bill. Kept the bill with himself. Bill got discounted. Bill got endorsed. So option 1, option 2, option 3. Which option did Vijay do here with the bill? He has kept the bill with himself. That means he has gone for option number 1. So on maturity, what will Vijay do? He will give the bill to Preetham and Preetham will give the money to Vijay. Okay. So money will come into Vijay's account. So that means you will write cash or bank account debit 1,06,000. What do you have to give? The bill to Preetham. So bill receivable account 1,06,000. This way accounts get settled. This is your scheme of entries in case of renewal. That's all. Okay, this is important. Okay, generally plain vanilla scenario they won't ask. Either that renewal or there are three concepts. That's all in bill of exchange. One of the 3 concepts will definitely be tested in the examination. Okay, 1 minute. Let me see if there's any new concept here. Okay, actually there is one new concept coming in question number 3. Okay, so let's do that particular concept and then take up a particular question. You saw renewal of bill. Yes. In renewal of bill, old bill will get cancelled, new bill will come in and interest will come in. That was the first scenario. Okay, imagine the other scenario, sir. The term of the bill was 3 months. Okay, but here B Limited has surplus money. Full money he got. Extra money he has. Now, do you think he will wait for 3 months to pay the money or he may pay early now? Should he has to still wait for 3 months or can he pay early, sir? If he has financial problem, he'll ask us to delay. If he has surplus cash, what he'll tell? Okay, I don't have to wait for 3 months. Take your money now itself. Yes. He may pay early. Yes. If there is an early payment, okay, that we call it as retirement of bill. Instead of saying early payment, the term used is retirement of bill. That simply means settling the bill early. First case was delay. Next case is early. That's all. Now you tell me what will B Limited tell, sir? Instead of paying within 3 months, he paid within 2 months. Now you tell me what will B Limited tell. Same scenario. A Limited has sold the goods to B Limited. Okay. Instead of paying within 3 months, B Limited paid by the end of 2nd month only. What will B Limited tell? Hey, macha, I had to pay the money at the end of 3rd month. But I am paying you at the end of 2 months only. That means I am paying you early 1 month. No? 1 month early I am paying you the money. Please give me some discount. Yes or no? Correct? You can either call it as a discount or you can call it as a rebate. Okay? Either you can call it as discount or you can call it as rebate. Okay? That means now you tell me for A Limited, this discount or rebate, is it expense or is it income? Now A Limited is giving some discount to B Limited. That means it is expense or income. For A Limited, this discount will be an expense. However, for B Limited, this will be an income. Ulta scenario. Okay. Ulta scenario. That's all it is. Manageable. That is the concept of retirement of bill. You're just paying early. So that means again interest or some rebate will come. That's it. Rebate or discount is given by the seller over here. If you're okay, we will apply this in question number 3. Can we? Okay. Question number 3, let's come for. Where is that? Here. Oh, in fact, 1 minute. In the previous problem, Vijay books we had to pass the entry also. No, actually they asked, Vijay and Preetham they asked. Okay, Preetham we didn't do. Can we do it off? First problem. No, why to skip it? Why to give it as homework? Yeah, we'll do that and then come back. Would that be okay with you? Yeah, fine. All right. Okay, we'll read the scenario again. We'll do it. Vijay sold goods to Preetham. Now you have to pass the journal entry in Preetham's books. So in Preetham books, what is the journal entry, sir? Vijay has sold the goods, then Preetham has purchased the goods. Yes. That means for Preetham, the journal entry will be purchase account debit to Vijay 1,06,000, 1,06,000. Okay, now? Yes, same. Amount will be same. Instead of sale, it will become purchase. Instead of bill receivable, it will become bills payable. Actually, you don't have to do any scenario also. This only you can just check and pass the entry. That's all. If you credit interest here, for other guy you will debit interest. Wherever Preetham is there, substitute with Vijay. That's all. Ulta entry you keep passing. Actually, it is pretty easy only. But still, first time it came in, so I don't want to skip it. So let's do it. No issues. Somebody reminded. Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't check. Okay. Alright. So first is purchase entry we have passed. Preetham immediately accepted a 3-month bill. Sir, for Preetham, he has purchased the goods means he has to pay the money. Correct? No? He has purchased the goods from Vijay. That means, can I say Vijay is creditor? Yes. 2 minutes, just follow all of you. Yes. For Preetham has purchased the goods from Vijay means Vijay is our creditor. We have to pay cash to the creditors. If you pay cash to the creditor, what is the journal entry? Creditors to cash. Did Preetham pay cash to the creditor here or did he give bill? He gave bill. So the journal entry will be creditor, that is Vijay account debit. Instead of crediting cash, he will credit bills payable account because for Preetham, it is a bill payable. He has to pay the money. So it's a liability. So he will credit bill payable account for 1,06,000. This is the journal entry. Okay, so first two entries, anybody having any sort of issues? First two entries, anybody, any issues? No, fadafat respond. Kodi. Alright, next what happened? On the due date, Preetham requested the bill to be renewed. Okay. Whenever renewal, same funda. Okay. Whenever renewal happens, old bill needs to be cancelled. When old bill was issued, what journal entry did you pass? When you issued the bill for bills payable, what is the entry you passed? Vijay account debit to bills payable. Since you renewed the bill, that old bill has become worthless. So you cancel it. When you issued the bill, if it is Vijay to bills payable, then for cancelling, what will be the entry? Ulta entry, that is bills payable account debit to Vijay on the due date, that is December 4th, we already calculated. Same, 1,06,000, 1,06,000. Got it? Okay. We have extended the bill. By how many months? 2 months. So what did Vijay tell? I will extend the bill provided you pay me interest right now. Yes, no. That means we have to pay interest. Preetham has to pay interest. That means for Preetham, interest is an expense or income here. Preetham has to pay the interest. So that means for him, it's an expense or an income. It's an expense, yes. As per nominal account rule, expense should be debited. So simple entry you can pass is interest account debited to cash account. Same calculation, 1590, amount will not change. So 1590, 1590. Done now. This is the journal entry for interest. Okay. We cancelled the old bill, we accounted interest also. One more scenario comes in renewal of bill. What is that? New bill you should account. New bill you should issue to Vijay now. When you issue the new bill to Vijay, what journal entry will you pass? Same. Vijay account debit to bills payable account 1,06,000 because you still need to pay 1,06,000 to Vijay. You can pass this particular entry. Instead of crediting cash, they have credited Vijay and done this. If you don't like this entry, instead of this, you substitute this entry, same funda. Okay, no change. You want instead of this, copy this in your notebooks. Your call. Anyone, any doubts? No doubt. Okay. That means this new bill was for 2 months, right? So count 2 months from December 4th. It will be January, February plus 3 grace days. So it will be 7th February 2020. New due date. What happened on the new due date? Preetham paid the money. That's all. Okay. Preetham paid the money. So what is the journal entry? He took the bill. Alright. And he paid the money. So that means the journal entry will be bills payable account debit to cash account. Bills payable, he settled. Bills payable is a liability. When you settle a liability, what will happen, sir? You should close or the liability will reduce. Yes. Liability has credit balance. How do you settle it? Or how do you reduce it? By debiting it. Yes. So the journal entry will be bills payable account debit to cash or bank account, whatever way you have settled. So bills payable account debit to cash or bank, 1,06,000 is the entry. For one guy, it is a receipt. For another guy, it's a payment. That's all it is. This is the last entry. Yes, sir. No, no. What, sir? Generally, like, this guy, buyer ka books mein they don't ask. It is not much tested in examination. They only ask seller mein. So far I have seen. But good to know. If you know from all the holistic picture, from buyer, seller, whatever entry, your understanding about the topic will keep increasing. Whether institute tests or not, that is their headache. Conceptually, we will be very clear. We will be prepared for every sort of scenario. Correct. Any, you want me to wait anything here, guys, or can we go for the next concept and the next third question? Can I go for now? I'll give you a break, but after this particular problem. Okay, no, if that is what you're wondering. Okay. This is your renewal concept. Just now we discussed the early retirement concept also. Yes, in the chart, retirement. Retirement of bill is, retirement of the bill means getting the or settling the bill early. In this case also there will be interest. Let's see how this interest gets accounted in the third question. Okay. On 1st January 2020, Ankita sells goods for 5 lakh to Bhavika. 1 minute, let me go to the last line. Record these transactions in the journal of Ankita and Bhavika. Just now we did Vijay and Preetham, no? Now again asking Ankita and Bhavika. Same. Ankita ka book I will do. Bhavika ka books can you do it as homework? Manageable. Or first I will do it Ankita, then I will ask the same question, you tell me. Done? Okay, first we will pass journal entries in the books of Ankita, one by one. Ankita has sold the goods for 5 lakh. Okay, and draws the bill for 3 months. That means, is it a cash sale or a credit sale? First observation. Cash sale or a credit sale? Credit sale, because you have received bill, not money. Okay, so it's a credit sale. What is the journal entry for credit sale? Ankita has sold to Bhavika. So the journal entry will be Bhavika account debit to sales account 5 lakh, 5 lakh. That is the first journal entry. Solution method is okay now, guys? 1 minute, let me ask you first. Okay, if it is okay, then only I will do it. 6 or 7 entries, that's it. Or if you want me to put it, I'll put it. I have no issues. Your comfort zone. Absolutely your comfort zone. Okay, everyone? Everyone is saying, okay, then that means I'll move on to the next. Okay, so the journal entry will be Bhavika account debit to sales account 5 lakh, 5 lakh. That is the first journal entry. Okay. Alright. Ankita has sold the goods to Bhavika and draws a bill of exchange. Now you tell me, for Ankita, is it a bill receivable or bills payable? For Ankita, is it a bill receivable or bills payable? This is what you need to first identify. For Ankita, it is a bill receivable because she has to receive the money. Yes. Alright. For Bhavika, it will be bills payable. Okay. So Ankita has drawn a bill for 3 months for the amount and Bhavika accepts it and returns to Ankita. So Bhavika put her autograph. She signed on it and gave it back to Ankita. Once Bhavika signs on it, that means for Ankita it becomes bill receivable. No? Instead of letter, we will now say bill receivable. That means, can I say Ankita has received bill receivable from Bhavika? We have instead of receiving money from Bhavika, we have received bill receivable from Bhavika. What is the journal entry? If Bhavika had paid us cash, then journal entry we would have passed as cash account debit to Bhavika. Instead of cash, we got a bill. So instead of debiting cash, what will I debit? Perfect. I'll debit bill receivable account debit to Bhavika account 5 lakh, 5 lakh. That is the second journal entry. This is the journal entry for bill received. Okay. Alright. On 1st March 2020, Bhavika retires. Actually, there's a small typo from institute end. This should have been 4th March actually, but no problem. So we'll go with the flow for the time being. Okay. Bhavika retires her acceptance. One moment, sir. Can you tell me first the due date? You drew the bill on 1st January 2020. The term of the bill is 3 months. Okay. Plus 3 grace days. So actually due date of the bill should have been what? February, March, April. So can I say 4th April 2020 is the due date? Yes. Okay. This actually make it instead of 1st March. I think there's a typo. Maybe institute when they reprint it, they will correct it. Make this as 4th March. There's not mistake from my end. Okay. They've written it as 1st March in their books. According to me, there's a typo which they may correct it when they reprint it. So make this as 4th March. Okay. So ideally, I had to receive the money on 4th April. Sir. Okay. But on 4th March 2020 only, meaning 1 month before only, correct? From 4th April, if you count 4th March, is 1 month difference, no? 1 month before only something happened. What happened? On 4th March 2020, Bhavika retires her acceptance under a rebate of 12%. Okay, that means what is Bhavika doing here? Is she delaying the payment or is she giving us payment early to us? Is Bhavika delaying the payment or giving early payment to us? She is giving the payment early to us. Yes, no? Correct? Okay. If there is early payment, what do you think she will say? The person paying early, what will they say? Hey, I'm paying you 1 month early, no? Instead of paying on 4th April, I am paying you on 4th March. 1 month early I'm paying. Please give me some discount. Yes, give me some rebate. So calculate. How much is that? Bill value is 5 lakh. Interest, or you can call it as a rebate. It is fine. Okay, 5 lakh is the bill value. What is the rebate or interest percentage? They only given 12% per annum. 12% is for the whole year. How many months early did she pay the money to us? 1 month, yes. So for 12% is for whole year. For 1 month, how much? 5 lakh into 12% I think is 60,000. 60,000 divided by 12 is what? 5,000 rupees is the rebate amount. Got it, huh? Yes. Okay. So she paid us the money. She How much money do you think she will pay now? Will she pay 5 lakh rupees to us? Will Bhavika pay 5 lakh rupees to us or 5,000 rupees less? She will pay 5,000 rupees less because we are giving her some discount. Yes. Okay. That means the journal entry I will pass is what, sir? On early settlement. I'll receive the money. So that means the journal entry will be bank account debit. How much? I will receive only 4,95,000. Got it? 5,000 she will pay less. That means it's a loss for me. So I will write rebate account debit or discount, or you can write interest. Any of the terms you can use, doesn't really matter. Some problems in study material you use rebate. Sometimes they will say interest. Sometimes they will say discount. You don't have to worry. Any term is okay. Alright, fair enough. Somebody is saying on which date? Okay, I'll write the date of here. Which date do you think it will happen? Which date did she pay? Bhavika paid on which date? 4th March. So that means you need to pass the entry on 4th March 2020, this particular entry. Okay. If Bhavika has to pay means I have to give her something. What will I give her? On bill receivable, how does the payment work? I will give the bill receivable to Bhavika and Bhavika will give me the money. Correct? No? It's a give and take arrangement. Yes. I will give the bill receivable to her and she will give the money to me. That means what will I credit here, sir? What will I credit? I will credit to bill receivable account. What is the value of bill receivable? 5 lakh rupees. This is the entry. Manageable. Okay, now. This is what they must have passed. Check, have they done? Bank account debit 4,95,000. Rebate on bill discount you can write, or interest or rebate. Anything is fine. To bill receivable account 5 lakh rupees. Yes. Okay. Yes, there is a typo. That's what I said. No, make this as 4th March. There's a typo. There's a typo. Date only I made you change, no, here only. Instead of 1st March, make it as 4th March. I made you correct that, no. And I already asked you to correct it. Yeah. Fine now. It should have been. I think they will correct it later. It's a typo. Okay, because then only then it will be 1 month. So that's how they've calculated and done it. Any other doubts are still there? Any other doubts are okay? So no need to cancel original bill. No. No need. You are receiving the money early, no. Yes. So no need to cancel and draw a new bill and all. New bill is only required when you delay it. In early payment, you are getting the money. There is no delay. So only this entry. That's it. If that is doubt is running in your mind, and that's the answer for that. Okay. Now that's all. Bhavika also, let's do it off better. No problem. Alright. I'll give you some full problem as homework. Why to leave it midway? So now you need to pass journal entry in Bhavika. Again, we'll come back to the scenario, sir. Ankita has sold the goods to Bhavika means Bhavika has purchased the goods, no? Credit purchase. What is the credit purchase now? We have purchased the goods from Ankita. So the journal entry will be purchase account debit to Ankita 5 lakh. First entry. After purchasing the bill, what did we do? Bhavika signed a letter and gave it off to Ankita. Once she signs the letter, for Ankita it will be bill receivable. For Bhavika, what does it become, sir? For Bhavika, it becomes bills payable. That means we have issued, instead of paying cash to our creditors, we have issued bills payable to our creditors. If you had paid cash, the journal entry would have been creditors to cash. But here you have issued bill. So the entry will be creditors account debit to bills payable. What is the name of the creditor here? Ankita. So the journal entry will be Ankita account debit to bills payable account 5 lakh. This is a journal entry on accepting the bill. For one person, it will be bill receivable. For another person, it will be bills payable. That's all it is. Okay, now, again, instead of 1st March, modify that. I told you there's a typo there. Because only then it will be 1 month. That's the reason. They've calculated 1 month. Yes. Because the due date was 4th April. No. Only from 4th March to 4th April, if you count, it will come to 1 month. Hence, I'm saying it's a typo from their end. I asked you to correct it. Okay. Fine. On the due date, what happened? In fact, due date was 4th April. Before, 1 month before the due date only, something happened. What happened? Bhavika told, I have money. Take the money now only. That means we are settling the bill payable now only. So we are settling one liability now only. So liability will reduce. So the journal entry is bills payable account will be debited. Because there is no more liability. No? So it is getting settled. So bills payable account debit. What is the value of bill? 5 lakh rupees. But are we paying 5 lakh or did we get some discount? Or did we get some rebate? We got a rebate of 5,000. That means now you tell me for Bhavika that rebate is an income or expense. We are paying less. That means it is our income. Yes. Income should be credited to rebate income, or you can write to interest income 5,000 rupees. How much money did you pay? Only 4,95,000. So credit bank account by 4,95,000. Yeah, they've not assumed a grace period. You can also think like that. It's a typo, Pratul, don't worry. Okay, fine. Just do it. Correct the date. It'll be easier. Or you could say grace days they've not taken by mistake. Some mistake study material has done here. Either the date by mistake they've done, or by mistake they've not considered the grace days. One of the two mistakes they've done, which I believe they will correct it when they reprint it. Don't worry, you'll not find such mistakes ideally in examination. Okay, now manageable. Fine. This is in the books of Bhavika. Which part, man? Which part of entry you want? You tell me. Which part entry you want? If you guide me which entry is you're having problems, I will explain that entry. Specifically tell me. First entry, is it clear? Huh? First entry, is it clear? Last entry. Okay, last entry. Simple. See, I have purchased the goods. Yes. I purchased the goods for 5 lakh. That means, should I make the payment or should I ignore the payment? I have purchased the goods. Okay. Should I have to make the payment, or I can leave it off like that only? I need to make the payment. Yes or no? And when am I making the payment? 4th March. That means you will credit bank to the extent of 4,95,000 because you are paying only 4,95,000. You paid 5,000 less. That means you got some discount. That discount only here they are calling it as rebate. To rebate income 5,000. Is this okay for you? Alright. Now what will happen on the due date? Let's take it as Ankita Bhavika example. That only they are calling it as A Limited, B Limited. On the due date, what will happen? A Limited will give the bill to A Limited will give bill to B Limited. And what will B Limited do? B Limited will pay the money to A Limited. That's how this transaction works. Yes? Okay. Has B Limited already issued bills payable to somebody? See, bill receivable is an asset. That means bills payable is a liability. Agreed, sir? Yes. Bhavika has issued a bills payable, means it's a liability. Agreed? Okay. On 4th March, is this liability still existing or is this liability closed up? I've credited bills payable, means it's a liability. Is this liability still on my head now or it is settled down? It is closed. So bills payable has credit balance. Any liability for that matter has a credit balance. How do you close that liability or how do you cancel that liability? If it has credit balance, how do you cancel it? By debiting. That's what I've done here. Bills payable account debit to rebate to bank. That's all. It's a funda. That's it. Now okay now. Dhruv is asking, sir, should we pass rebate entry in the books of Ankita separately? I've done a compound entry now. If you don't like compound entry, pass rebate entry separately. Either you can do a compound entry like this or you can split it up. Like you can write bank account debit to bill receivable. Okay. 495. Rebate account debit to bill receivable 5,000. Why are you wasting time? Aram se do compound entry. Now simple enough only this is. No. Yeah. This is a compound entry. You can split it up. Yes, I'm not saying what you have done, what you're saying is wrong, but this looks simple enough. No. Yeah. I've anyway passed it. Do a compound, much easier. Alright. So I think 1 minute. Okay, let's do a thing. Let's take about 20 minutes break now and then we'll come back and take up the remaining questions. Okay, thank you.